Hi Victoria. How are you today?
I'm very good. Why do you ask?
Because I'm still annoyed with you.
Oh, annoyed. What did I do?
You said cash is useless.
Well, it almost is.
Oh no, absolutely not. Guys, can you believe her?
Okay, calm down, Slava. Hello, everyone. Yes, today we are having a little bit of a debate. But let's keep walking. It is a beautiful day here. The weather is fantastic, and we are just taking a nice stroll. Slava, maybe the word useless was a bit too strong, but honestly, when was the last time you actually paid with cash?
Yesterday,
Ha, yesterday? Really? Where?
I bought a cup of coffee at a small cafe, and unlike you, I paid the barista in cash, and because I used physical money, I knew exactly how much money I spent.
Oh, are you saying I don't know how much money I spend?
I'm not saying it, Victoria. Your bank account is saying it.
Ouch, that hurts, Slava. But you know what? It is a brilliant topic. Guys, today we're talking about money, cash, bank cards, and paying by phone. Which one is really better?
Oh yes, which method is easier, which one is safer, and which one is actually better for controlling your daily budget? We'll also learn some useful English for talking about money.
And don't worry about new words, guys. Just enjoy the conversation. You can download our free vocabulary PDF after the video. The link is in the description.
Exactly. All right, Victoria, let's start with your favorite thing in the world, your mobile phone. Why do you hate cash so much?
I do not hate cash. I just love convenience. Let me explain my logic. First of all, I hate carrying a heavy purse or a big wallet. It is uncomfortable, and I always worry that it will fall out or somebody will steal it.
Well, okay, so you prefer to travel light. You don't want extra things in your pockets or your bag.
Oh, yes, exactly. My phone is always with me. Always. So when I go to a shop or a supermarket, I don't need to look for paper money. I don't need to count coins. I just use contactless payment.
Oh, let's explain that phrase to our students. Contactless payment. What does that actually mean?
That's a very useful phrase to know. Contactless payment means you pay without inserting your plastic card or typing your PIN. You simply hold your card or phone near the terminal.
Ah, I see. So you just tap your card or tap your phone.
Yes, to tap means to touch something very lightly and very quickly. You hold your phone near the terminal, you tap it, and the payment is complete. It is incredibly fast.
I don't know about that. But Victoria, what if your technology stops working? What if your phone battery dies?
Oh, well, yes, if my phone battery dies, that is a problem. But I'm a responsible adult. I always charge my phone before I leave the house.
Okay. But what if the payment machine in the shop doesn't work? Or even worse, what if you lose your phone? If you lose your phone today, you lose your phone calls, your photos, and access to your money at the exact same time.
Ah, that is true, Slava. But think about the security. It is much harder for somebody to use my money because my phone is locked. They need my Face ID to pay. But if you lose your physical wallet full of paper cash, that money is gone forever. Anyone who finds it can take it and spend it.
Okay. That is a fair point. I have to admit, bank cards and phones can be more secure if you lose them, because you can lock them or block them.
Ah, yes. Let me tell you a quick real-life story, Slava. Last month, I went to the supermarket. I bought a lot of groceries. I had milk, bread, fresh vegetables, and some chicken. I walked to the cashier. They scanned all my food. I looked in my bag, and my heart stopped. I realized I forgot my wallet at home.
Oh no, that is a nightmare. Standing at the cashier with no money? What did you do? Did you leave all the food there and walk away?
Whew, no. 10 years ago, it would be a complete disaster. I would have to apologize and leave. But now, I just smiled, took out my phone, double-clicked the side button, and used Apple Pay. I held my phone near the terminal, and the payment was approved immediately. I walked out of the shop feeling so relaxed.
You were probably sweating before that, but I understand your point. It is incredibly convenient for emergencies.
And there is one more huge benefit. With my banking application on my phone, I can always check my balance in 2 seconds.
Oh, to check your balance. Guys, your balance is the exact amount of money you have in your bank account right now.
Oh, yes, exactly. I can check my balance anytime, and I can see my full transaction history. I can see every single cup of coffee, every train ticket, and every sandwich I bought for the last 3 months. It's all recorded automatically.
You can see your transaction history, but do you actually look at it? Do you really open your app and check your bank account after every single purchase?
Well, maybe not after every purchase.
Aha, I knew it. You don't look at it, and that's exactly why cash is better. When you pay with your phone or a bank card, the money feels invisible. It feels like a game.
But when you hold a physical 20-pound note and you hand it to a cashier, you actually feel the money leaving your hand. It hurts a little bit.
Ah, I see what you mean. The psychological pain of spending real money.
Ha! Exactly. And because it hurts to give away cash, it helps you stick to a budget.
Let's explain that brilliant phrase to our students. To stick to a budget. A budget is your financial plan for the week or the month. If you stick to it, it means you follow the rules. You do not spend more money than you planned.
Yes. For example, if I only have 50 pounds in my wallet for the weekend, I know exactly what my limit is. When the wallet is empty, my shopping is over. I have to go home.
That sounds very responsible, Slava. But to get that physical cash, you have to do extra work. You have to go to a bank or find a cash machine.
A cash machine. That's the machine on the street where you can withdraw money. Withdraw means to take cash out of your bank account.
Let's pause here because there's an interesting difference between British and American English. Here in the UK, people often say cash machine. But as you know, I like American English, so I usually say ATM. A-T-M.
Of course you do. You always choose American English.
Because it sounds better, Slava.
Because it sounds better, Slava.
We can debate that another day. So you go to a cash machine or an ATM, you withdraw your money, and suddenly you feel completely in control of your spending.
Your money, maybe. Not your whole life.
Fair point.
But there is a problem with your cash, Slava. When you pay with a paper note, the shop assistant gives you coins back. Heavy, annoying coins. So you want me to carry a bag full of coins everywhere I go, like an old pirate?
Like a pirate? Victoria, you do not need a pirate bag. You just need normal pockets. And let me tell you a secret. At least my coins never run out of battery.
Okay, that is a fair point. Coins also never need a software update.
Oh yes, exactly. My paper money does not need Wi-Fi, electricity, or a software update. In many situations, it still works when technology fails.
Aha, unless the shop is card only. Cash does not depend on the internet, that is true, but many shops today do not depend on cash either.
Yes, but what about small businesses? Sometimes you go to a local market, or you want to buy a bottle of water from a small kiosk. Sometimes the sign on the door says, cash only. It means they do not accept cards. If you only have a phone, you cannot buy anything.
Okay, that is true in some small markets and kiosks, but it is becoming less common.
And what about leaving a tip in a restaurant or a cafe? If a waiter is really nice to me, I love to leave some small change on the table for them.
Let's make sure our students understand that phrase. Guys, the money a cashier gives you back is called change, but small change means low-value coins. For example, £1, 50 pence, or 20 pence coins.
Exactly. When you leave small change on the table or put cash directly into the tip jar, you know the worker receives it directly. It feels much more personal.
But Slava, I can just add a tip directly on the card terminal. The screen asks, would you like to add a 10% tip? I click yes, and it's done. I don't need to dig in my bag for coins.
But do we know exactly how the card tip is shared? In some places, it may be divided between the staff. When I give cash directly to the waiter, I know exactly who receives it.
Leaving a physical tip is a nice gesture, but paying by card is still faster and much more convenient.
It is faster, yes, but because it's so fast, it leads to impulse buying. When you use a card or your phone, it's way too easy to spend more than you planned.
Oh, impulse buying. That is so true. You walk into a shop, you see a beautiful jacket, you tap your phone, and boom, the money is gone in 1 second. You don't even think about it.
Oh yes, exactly. But with cash, you actually have to look in your wallet, count the notes, and think, do I really need this jacket, or do I need to buy food for the week? Cash makes you stop and think.
Wow, you are very passionate about this, Slava. Okay, I hear your arguments. We have the theories, but theories are easy. Let's test our opinions in real-life situations.
Yes, real-life situations? I love a good challenge. Bring it on.
Ooh, guys, keep walking with us. In the next part, we're going to look at different scenarios, like traveling abroad, going to a restaurant, or an emergency when the technology stops working, and we'll see which payment method actually wins.
All right, Victoria, the theory is over. It is time for the real-life challenge. Are you ready for scenario number 1?
I was born ready, Slava. Do your worst.
Scenario 1. The restaurant. Imagine you're having a nice dinner with 4 friends, so there are 5 of you in total. The food is great, the conversation is lovely, but then the waiter brings the bill. The total is £100. Everyone needs to pay.
Okay, a normal evening with friends. What is the problem?
The problem is when people use cards. One person says, "Can I pay for just my salad?" Another person says, "Can you divide the bill into 5 different cards?" It is a nightmare for the waiter. But with cash, everyone just puts a £20 note on the table and the problem is solved in 10 seconds. Cash is the king of the restaurant.
Slava, what century are you living in? Because most people I know do not do that anymore.
Excuse me? What is wrong with putting money on the table?
Well, first of all, it is never perfectly equal. What if I only had a small salad and you had a giant steak, a dessert, and 2 drinks? Why should I put the same £20 note on the table as you?
Fine. Then you pay for your salad in cash and I pay for my expensive steak in cash. It is still very simple.
No, the modern way is much better. When my friends and I go to a restaurant, one person pays the full bill with their bank card, and then everyone else just takes out their phones and we transfer money to that person.
Let's pause and explain that to our viewers. To transfer money. It means to send money electronically from one bank account to another bank account.
Exactly. I open my banking app, I type my friend's name, I type the exact price of my salad, and whoosh, we transfer the money in a few seconds. It's clean and nobody needs to search their pockets for coins.
Okay. I admit banking apps make it very easy to split the bill. Split the bill means to divide the cost of the meal between friends. But, Victoria, let's move to scenario number 2.
Bring it on. What is scenario 2?
Scenario 2. Traveling abroad. You're taking a holiday in a different country. When I travel, I always take physical cash. It is safe and I never have any problems.
Oh, no. Safe? Slava, tourists with a lot of cash in their pockets are magnets for criminals. If you carry a big wallet full of paper money, you are a target for a pickpocket.
Oh yes, a pickpocket. Guys, this is a very important word for traveling. A pickpocket is a thief who secretly steals things out of your pockets or your bag while you're walking in a crowded place.
Yes, pickpockets love tourists with cash. But if someone steals my phone, they probably cannot use my Apple Pay because the phone is locked and usually requires Face ID. Digital money is much safer for traveling.
I disagree. When you travel with a normal card, your bank punishes you. Every time you buy a coffee or a souvenir, some banks charge you foreign transaction fees.
Bank fees. That's the extra money the bank takes from you for using their service in a foreign country.
Exactly. You pay extra fees and the bank gives you a terrible exchange rate.
The exchange rate. That's the value of one currency compared to another, like how many euros you get for one British pound.
Yes. If I change my cash before my trip, I know exactly what my exchange rate is. But with a card, you can lose money on every single transaction.
Ooh, not if you have a good travel card. Today, there are special bank cards designed specifically for traveling. They have zero bank fees, and they often give you a very competitive exchange rate automatically. My card does all the work for me.
Oh, really? Okay, Miss Technology. But what if your bank sees a transaction in a foreign country, they think it's a hacker, and they block your card? Aha! Look at her face. Guys, look at her face.
Okay, you got me. I have to be honest, that actually happened to me once. I was on holiday in Italy. I tried to pay for a lovely dinner, and the screen said, "Card declined."
Oh, card declined. Guys, that's the most terrifying phrase in the English language. It means the bank said no. The machine rejects your payment.
It was so embarrassing. I was declined because my bank thought someone stole my details in Italy. They blocked my account. I was in a foreign country with absolutely no access to my money. I had to call the bank and explain the situation for nearly an hour.
Yes, boom. See, local cash never gets blocked. A euro note does not need permission from your bank. It does not care about Wi-Fi. It just works.
Fine. I admit that carrying some emergency cash is a very smart idea, but I still would not travel with cash only. I prefer my travel card for most purchases.
That is fair. I'm not saying you should carry all your money in cash. I'm saying you should never travel with no cash at all.
That is a very mature conclusion, Slava. But our battle is not over yet. Guys, keep walking with us. In the next part, I'm going to give Slava a very special financial challenge to prove my point. It is time for the 50-pound weekend challenge.
All right, Victoria. We survived the restaurant. We survived the Italian holiday. Now, what is this special financial challenge you're talking about?
It is called the 50-pound weekend challenge. Slava, I want you to be completely honest with me.
I'm always honest. Ask your question.
Now imagine it's Friday evening. You have exactly 50 pounds for the whole weekend. Option A, you have a physical 50-pound note in your pocket. Option B, you have 50 pounds available on your bank card. In which situation would you spend the money faster?
Oh, definitely with the card.
Wait, that was not the answer I wanted.
Victoria, your own challenge just proved my point.
Okay. Maybe I designed this challenge badly.
Yes, it's much easier to buy a coffee, then a snack, then another little thing when you simply tap your phone. Before you know it, the 50 pounds are gone. With cash, you're more careful because you can see how much you have left.
Well, that can happen. Many studies suggest that some people spend more when they pay digitally because the money feels less physical. But a banking app can also show you exactly how much you've spent. The real question is whether you actually check it.
We have already discussed that problem. I prefer not to look.
Yes, we did. But, Slava, let's look at the bigger picture. We're arguing about what is better, but maybe in a few years, we won't have a choice. Do you think we're moving towards a completely cashless society?
A cashless society. Guys, this means a society where people pay digitally for almost everything and use very little physical cash.
Well, do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it depends on the situation. One advantage is that there's less physical money to steal. It may reduce some crimes, such as cash robberies on the street.
Maybe, but digital crime and online fraud can still happen.
Fraud. F-R-A-U-D. Guys, fraud means getting money dishonestly, often by tricking someone. For example, a scammer sends you a fake email, you click a fake link, enter your bank details, and the scammer uses them to steal your money. It's a huge problem today.
Well, yes. So no system is perfectly safe. And there's another issue. The biggest problem is privacy.
Privacy. What do you mean?
Think about it. Digital payments create a record. Banks and payment companies may be able to see where and when you spend your money. That makes some people worry about privacy.
That is a very serious point. I see your point. And what about teaching children about money?
Children? How does cash help children?
Picture physical coins and notes can make it easier for children to understand the value of money and learn how to save. A digital number on a screen is just a number.
Oh, that is a fantastic argument, Slava. I never thought about that. And what about older people?
Exactly. Some older people find banking apps difficult to use. They may not feel comfortable keeping all their money on a phone. Some older people still prefer to visit a bank and speak to a member of staff.
Oh no, if society becomes completely cashless, it would be terrifying and very unfair for those people.
Exactly. So, we must keep cash as an option for people who need it and for emergencies.
So, in my experience, digital money is amazing for convenience, but we must protect cash for privacy, for children, and for older people.
Oh, Victoria, that was a very deep and philosophical conclusion. You sound like a real professor today.
Well, thank you, Slava. I can be very clever sometimes. But guys, we have used so many fantastic financial phrases today. My brain is getting a little bit tired.
Oh, mine too. But we cannot finish this video without a proper review. Guys, learning these phrases once is not enough. You need to hear them again.
Aha, yes. Let's do a quick and fun vocabulary recap. Stay with us because next we are going to review the most useful phrases from today's conversation.
Welcome to the final part of our walk today, guys. We have talked about cafes, Italian holidays, and even the future of money. Now it is time to practice.
Ooh, yes. Repetition helps you remember. We're going to do a quick vocabulary recap. We'll describe a situation and you try to remember the phrase. Slava, you go first.
Okay, situation number 1. You hold your phone near the terminal to pay. What type of payment is this?
Aha, it is a contactless payment. You can also say that you tap your card or phone.
Spot on. Your turn, Victoria.
Okay, you want to know exactly how much money you have in your bank account right now. What do you do?
Oh yes, very easy. You open your app and check your balance.
Hey, correct. And if you want to see what you bought yesterday?
Yes, you look at your transaction history.
Exactly. All right, guys, what about physical money? Slava, you need cash. You go to a machine to take cash out of your bank account. What is the action and what is the machine called?
The action is to withdraw money, and in the UK, we often call it a cash machine.
And as you know, I prefer the American term ATM. ATM.
Yes, we know you love American English. Okay, next situation. You're at a restaurant with friends, and the waiter brings one bill for everyone. What do you do?
You split the bill. And if the service was good, you leave a tip. You can leave some small change on the table.
Perfect. And finally, the most dangerous situation. You're in a shop, you tap your card, but the bank says no. What does the screen say?
Oh, the nightmare. The screen says card declined.
Yes, fantastic recap, guys. If you can use these phrases in real life, you will sound much more natural and confident.
And remember, you do not need to write these down right now. We have a free vocabulary PDF guide with all the key phrases and explanations from today's lesson.
Yes, just click the link in the description, download it, and practice at home.
Aha! So, Slava, we are at the end of our walk. Have I convinced you? Do you agree that phones and cards are better?
No, but I admit they are much more convenient.
Well, and I admit that keeping some physical cash with you is very sensible, especially for emergencies.
Yes, especially for you, Victoria.
Why especially for me?
Because one day your phone battery will die and I will charge you 10% interest to borrow my cash.
10%? Slava, you are worse than a bank.
All right, guys, now we want to hear from you. What do you prefer? Cash, bank cards, or paying by phone?
And do you think you spend more when you pay digitally? Write your answer in English and tell us, are you Team Slava or Team Victoria?
We love reading your comments, so don't be afraid to practice your English with us.
If you enjoyed our conversation, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for our next walking podcast.
Keep practicing, stick to your budget, and we'll see you very soon.
Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful day.